Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Colorado Rockies rebuild franchise here on MLB The Show 24. In the last episode, we got to see our draft pick ratings as we have 5 pitchers here above 87 potential, including one here at 97 potential in a late round pick, Rudy Smith, who turned out to be a 97. Although coming in at a 56 overall, it will take him some time. We started off with Michael Yamashita, 3rd overall, Juan Ayala, 37th overall, and then Herb Lopez at 41st overall, as we think these 3 can be cornerstones of this franchise and potentially our 1, 2, 3 at some point in the near future. Jose Vera, another good pitcher here, and we've kind of reviewed that a lot already in the past couple episodes, but I just wanted to bring quick attention there. The last episode, we also traded away Colorado Rockies legend Charlie Blackmon. Go over to there. And we acquired in return Taj Bradley and Jose Hernandez. We also sent Elias Diaz and an outfield prospect to the Tampa Bay Rays as they look to contend and pull ahead in the AL East, battling with the Yankees. In the standings, we're at 47-63, 110 games into the season, now just 52 remaining, as we're just a half game below the Giants for the last place team in the division. We're about to take on the San Diego Padres, who come in at 55-55, and they really can't afford to drop any games or lose a series at this point in the season, especially against a team like us towards the bottom of the league. So we'll kick it off here. We'll sim this 3-game set against San Diego, and then we'll jump into a game here on August 6th, as we'll have Austin Gomber on the mound against Jose Butto for the Mets, who right now are the bottom team in the National League at 40-71. So Kyle Freeland on the mound against 13-4 Michael King. And there we suffered an injury, Greg Jones, and we actually just called him up. He was injured for most of the season there in AAA, and then after trading away Blackmon, we kind of just needed to add an outfielder. We thought since he had speed, decent fielder, we could probably just use him as a utility man, a pinch runner off the bench. He was 1 for 3 with a double, and now he's hurt with a broken ankle, so we'll have to call somebody else up to the big leagues. And when it comes to hitters, we really don't have many options. Yanquiel Fernandez, we just sent back up to AAA. He was doing very well in AA. He started the season up here with the Isotopes, was struggling. So you see that the 191 batting average, most of that is from his first stint. He was just recently called back up, and he is an option here. September call-ups are coming up soon as well. Zach Veen, he was tearing it up in AA, got the call up to AAA, and he's been struggling. But same thing with Benny Montgomery. He was tearing it up in AA with the Yard Goats, and now with the Isotopes, not really seeing much success. I would say we could just call up a pitcher here, but we really need some depth on the bench. We need an outfielder for the bench. Nothing on waiver wire. No options really in free agency. So that Raimel Tapia injury really hurting us right here. And I think it's going to have to be Yanquiel Fernandez by necessity. One of his 3 minor league options have already been used, so we'll probably give him the call-up, see what he can do, and just leave him up here for the duration of the season. A little bit sooner than I would have hoped, but he can at least bring a little bit in the field, and hopefully he can provide a little bit against righties as well. So Yanquiel Fernandez set to make his major league debut, and I really didn't plan on that happening this season. A few episodes back, we saw him in the Futures game where he went 0 for 3. Although our shortstop here, Ariel Amador, our top prospect, was the Futures game MVP, going 2 for 5 with a home run and 3 RBIs in that one. Go back and check out that episode if you haven't already. I believe that was also the MLB Draft episode. So if you're up watching this episode, I highly recommend going back and checking out the MLB Draft. That was a fun one. And we'll just go with Yorvis Torrealba, call him up to AAA. I believe this, it has to be the son, right, of Yorvis Torrealba, former Colorado Rocky. And then we'll just give Hunter Stovall the call up there to AA. So we do end up beating San Diego there 7-3. And we've now won, we've won 7 of our last 10, I believe. Yeah, 7 of our last 10. And San Diego drops a pivotal game here. Tovar in the leadoff spot, 1 for 5. Greg Jones, 1 for 3 before leaving with an injury. Nolan Jones, 2 for 4 with a home run. McMahon homered. Sean Bouchard continues to hit well, 2 for 5. And Jason Delay, 3 for 5 with a double. And he's been hitting very well since being claimed off waivers from Pittsburgh. Kyle Freeland, another good start here. 6 innings, just 1 earned. And Ryan Feltner, a 3-inning save. Now the second game here, we have Contrell on the mound against Joe Musgrove. And San Diego takes it to us in this one and beats us 13-0. They're up 8-0 after the second, 12-0 after the fourth. Just 1 extra base. We had 11 hits, just 1 for extra bases. And it was Jason Delay, 3 for 4, 2 RBIs, hitting 400 now in about 25 at-bats or so. Rogers, 2 hits there at the top of the lineup. McMahon, 3 for 4 with 3 singles. Chris Bryant, a pair of hits. And Yanquiel Fernandez made his debut, but finished 0 for 4 with a pair of strikeouts. Cal Quantrill just records 4 outs, gives up more runs than he records outs. Peter Lambert, not much better, as he gave up even more. Feltner, though, again, a lot of work here. 3 innings the prior game, now 5 in this game. He just allowed 3 hits, 4 strikeouts. A good performance there from Feltner. And then look at this. Hae-Sung Kim with 2 home runs, Machado with 2 home runs, and they absolutely dominated. So now just simulate the rubber match here. We have Herman Marquez up against Glenn Otto, and we dropped this one 5-3. Rogers, a double there leading off. Sean Bouchard, another pair of hits. Montero, 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Chris Bryant, 3 hits. Drew Romo, 2 for 4, as he fills in for the other catcher. I forget his name. His name escapes me, even though we've just been talking about him. Marquez, after his initial start to the season, right before the All-Star break, he had like 3 or 4 good starts, but a bad one here. 5 earned in 5, and 2 scoreless innings there from John Curtis. So now we will sim ahead to this Mets game, where we will have Austin Gomber on the mound against Jose Butto. And now it's time for some baseball. We're here at Coors Field as we're set to take on the New York Mets. And as I mentioned, they are currently at the bottom of the National League. They enter at 42-71. We're not much better, although we are better at 48 and what was that, 65. One of the first games here after trading away Rockies legend Charlie Blackmon, as the rebuild is in full effect here in this franchise. We have Austin Gomber on the mound. Our first look at him this season as he enters 4-12. Not a very good season. Doesn't really strike out many batters. Allows a good bit of hits, but he doesn't really walk many guys. So he's really fighting for his life here to stick in this rotation. Definitely wouldn't expect him in this role next year. We're going to look to add maybe a couple starting pitchers in free agency. But for now, he's in here, although we might throw Peter Lambert back in his starting role as he gets that sinker in there for strike 1 to Francisco Lindor. We might look to get Peter Lambert in there, or even call up Chase Dollander, our top pitching prospect, who was recently called up to AAA, but he's had a very good start there. Lindor fouls off a fastball right down the middle. Now the 0-2. And that's chopped down the third base line, and that's foul. A change up there in the zone. Lindor couldn't take advantage. Another 0-2 here. And that's chopped down the first base off the bag. And Montero does not have the wherewithal to come up with that one. A funky play to start here at Coors Field. Lindor leadoff single. Now Jeff McNeil on, one of the best contact men here in the National League. They'll check on Lindor, and he gets back. A 2-2 now. That's grounded to first. Montero to short there. Tovar back to first. And they get the double play. A 3-6-1 as Gomber gets over to cover first. A good turn there by Montero. And that's a tougher play to make than it looks. You got 3 moving pieces here with the shortstop covering second. The first baseman making the throw. And then Gomber getting over to cover the bag. Now the leadoff single wiped out as that brings up JD Martinez, still one of the best power hitters here in the league, as a sinker held over the middle of the plate, hammered to right field, but Nolan Jones backs up for that one. As the Colorado Rockies now set to bat here in the bottom of the first, Brendan Rodgers, our all-star, will lead us off. On the mound for the Mets is Jose Butto. I mean, not bad. You don't really expect much of this guy. He kind of came out of nowhere. And he's been solid for the Mets. Nothing special, but, a solid number 5, long relief type guy. We'll see if we can take advantage of him in this one at home. In our last full game that we played, we've been kind of busy with the MLB draft, the All-Star break, the trade deadline, German Marquez rehab stint. Our last game was a few episodes back where we actually hit 6 home runs in one game. First pitch there, Rogers grounds out to Alonso to start this one off. And Nolan Jones, his last 10 games getting hot here post All-Star break, batting .400. And I've been saying the past few episodes, he's been kind of disappointing. You'll also notice Yanquiel Fernandez making his second start of his career, batting in the 8-hole today. And here's Nolan Jones, 12 home runs, OPS just over 800. A quick 0-2 count here for Nolan Jones. He fouls off a changeup and then looks at an inside fastball. That fastball not going to hit the zone. Now 1-2 to Jones. And a nice curveball there. Some great movement from Butto as Jones goes down swinging, and he's looking back at Butto like, man, I did not see that coming. 9 inches of break on the curveball, spin rate at 2113. And we're going to have to watch out for that going forward. And now here's Ryan McMahon, very hot as of late, as his average just under 300. That curveball called a strike, although it looked like it dipped low. McMahon on an 8-game hitting streak, his OPS at 823, average nearing 300. 0-1 swung on and missed, and Butto puts himself in a good spot here. 0-2 count, already 2 away. And a swing and a miss from McMahon. He goes down on 3 pitches, and an impressive performance there from Butto makes quick work of the Rockies, and the Mets will come back up looking to answer. And now here's Pete Alonso, kind of an underwhelming season in the power department, just 18 so far, and he is set to hit the free agent market. We're in desperate need of a first baseman, and he might be a guy we pursue. Now we'll skip ahead in this one. 3-0 count to Alonso. Gomber cannot find the zone. That fastball does get in there for a strike as he gets on the board in this at-bat. Now the 3-1 to Alonso. And he hammers a changeup out to deep center. Doyle giving chase. Even he can't catch up to that one. That's off the wall. Alonso to second, a stand-up double to lead us off here in the second. And Gomer's location has been spotty so far. And you can't hang a changeup like that to a guy like Alonso. I'm surprised that one didn't find the seats. Now that brings up Brandon Nimmo, a fan favorite for the New York Mets. Nice pitch there as that gets in there for Gomer. Now the 0-1. Trying to do it again with the fastball. That one 2 inside. A 1-1 count. A nice slider away from the plate. Although Nimmo does get a handle on that, fouls it off. Now the 1-2. Curveball misses in. All knotted up at 2 here for Nimmo. And a swing and a miss. Nimmo chasing that slider away from the plate. And that was lethal from Gomer. He tried it earlier in the at-bat. It was fouled off, but not this time, as Nimmo gets nothing on that. And he looks silly. Gomer's first strikeout of the day. Edmundo Sosa for the Mets, recently acquired at the trade deadline from the Philadelphia Phillies. And a base hit there for center field. They're going to send Alonso home. The relay in from Doyle. And Alonso in there as he just beats the tag. An RBI single up the middle for Edmundo Sosa. The Mets now up 1-0. As I said, he was recently acquired from the Phillies. 2 teams you really wouldn't expect to trade with each other. Although the trade logic in this game is amazing. And I hope you can sense my sarcasm there. Starling Marte now in. A sinker finds his own 0-1 count here. Marte just returned recently from an injury. And chops off a sinker foul. A quick 0-2 count. Good speed on at first. And that's chopped over to short. And that finds the hole. As Marte is on with a base knock. Now runs on first and second. Just 1 away in the inning. Harrison Bader up for the Mets. Just one home run and like 300 at-bats for him this season. Now the 0-1 to Bader. And that's hammered into the left field corner. One run will score. They're going to send the other run home. Tovar on the relay to the plate. And Marte just beats the tag. And the Mets now up 3-0. A two-run double from Harrison Bader, his 20th of the season. And now Francisco Alvarez up, already 3 plated here for the Mets. Just one away. A swing and a miss on a high fastball. Now the 0-1. And that's just dips low beneath the zone. 1-1 now. That's lofted out to right. Nolan Jones doesn't get the best jump on it, although he does catch up to it to record the out. That was a little sketchy. 2 away now in the second. Lindor started us off with a single in the first. He's now back up here in the second. 3-0 Mets as the first pitch misses low. We'll skip ahead in the at-bat. 3-0 count. Lindor looks at 3 straight pitches out of the zone and then swings on the 3-0 and just lost that up to second. An easy out there for Rogers and a wasted opportunity from Lindor in a hitter's count. 3 come around to score here for the Mets. They get 5 hits so far in 2 innings. 4 there in the second. And Harrison Bader's RBI double into the corner did most of the damage. Now Elias Montero will lead us off. An efficient first inning from Butto. Only 8 pitches, 2 strikeouts. And you can't get much more efficient than that. Montero already a career high in home runs with 21 as he leads the way here for the Rockies. First pitch misses high, a 1-0 count. And that second pitch hammered to left field. And that's off the wall. Montero not the best speed. Nimmo will throw it in. Montero heading for second. And he just gets in there, sliding head first. And a leadoff double here from Montero. His 18th of the season. And he ripped that off the bat. Now Chris Bryant up batting .260. He's been pretty mediocre this season, although he has had some good stints. OPS just over 700 as he looked at a first pitch fastball in there for a strike. Now the 0-1 to Bryant. And swing and a miss, a high changeup there. And you could have done some damage with that one. Now 0-2 hole. Good eye there to look at an inside fastball. Now Bryant evens up the count, looks at 2 pitches inside. And then he swings at that one, hammers it out to center. Nimmo dives for it, can't make the play. Montero rounds third, heads for home. That's going to be an RBI double here for Chris Bryant. The Rockies get one back. Bryant's 19th double of the season. Puts good wood on that one. And Nimmo almost caught up to it as it just got over his outstretched arms on the dive attempt. Harrison Bader retrieved it and got it in fairly quickly. And that'll now bring up Ezequiel Tovar. Tovar, he's been hot and cold. OPS under 700, although the average at 250, I'm not mad about it here in his second season. More so known for his fielding, but his bat has come around. Looks at another ball there. 2-0 count here. Hitters count for Tovar. And he'll swing at that one. Flies it up to center as Bader settles underneath. And he'll make the play as Butto gets one out here. And a little struggle there getting it back in. But one away here for the Mets now. And that's going to bring up Jason DeLay. What a story he's been. Batting .400, 6 RBIs and about 25 at-bats. And he's been very good for us so far after being claimed off waivers from Pittsburgh. Let's see if he can deliver here as he looks at a first pitch ball. And a good changeup there. Butto pulls the string, gets a strike, now 2-1 count to the Rockies catcher. And that one driven to left field. They're going to send the runner home. Not the best speed there. And he gets thrown out. Chris Bryant just a step late. And a good throw there from Brandon Nimmo. And maybe he should have just kept him at third. But these throws from the Mets outfielders have not been accurate really whatsoever thus far. And Bryant, you got to slide away from that one more. A good play from Alvarez to get back, and it looked like he might have actually beat. He might have beat that, but they don't give us a challenge. Now Yanquiel Fernandez up, looking for his first major league base hit. His second game after being called up to the show. Fouls off a fastball, now an 0-1 count. A swing and a miss on a fastball, now an 0-2 count to Fernandez. He stays alive, fouls off a fastball. 3 pitches, 3 fastballs so far in this at-bat. And Fernandez lines that to second, although McNeil able to catch up to that one. And he thought that might be Fernandez's first base hit. Chris Bryant does drive a run home, although he's thrown out later on. Rockies get one back. They still trail 3-1 now heading into the third. Leading off is Jeff McNeil. We'll have this lefty-lefty matchup as he grounded out earlier in the game. Slider well off the plate. We'll skip ahead in this at-bat with Jeff McNeil, now up 2-1 in the count. He fouls that off, now 2-2. Gomber looking to put him away. And a curveball just misses. That almost clipped the inside part of the plate. McNeil draws it full. And here comes the payoff from Gomber. And he goes with the slider there. Grounded to short. Tovar throw to first. And they will get McNeil to start the inning. 1 away here. JD Martinez now up. 36 home runs on the season. Tying his most since 2018. He was a home run derby recipient this season in his debut year with the Mets. 1-0 count now. And that curveball chopped up the middle as Gomber dodged that one, and Martinez gets on with a base hit. The Mets now with a hit in each inning to start this game. Pete Alonso now up 1-for-1. Led us off with a double last inning as he mashes that one foul. The 0-1. And that's fouled off as well. Alonso in a hole here. And a very easy 3-4 tandem to double up. Martinez and Alonso, neither with good speed. A waste pitch there, change up low and away. And now we'll do a 1-2. And that gets in there for a strike. Alonso goes down looking. A good pitch there from Gomber. And you think maybe if Alonso swings at that one, he might just ground into a double play. And look at that. Attacking him away, and then we go back inside with that sinker. And that was he was not expecting. Now Nimmo up with 2 outs in the inning. He of course had that defensive assist last half inning, saving a run. Looks at a first pitch strike. 1-1 count now. Swing and a miss, a good slider. And the slider has been working for Gomber so far. Again, there he gets a strikeout, going right back to the slider. And Gomber a good rebound inning after allowing the hit. Rockies still down 3-1 here heading into the bottom of the third here from Coors Field. Brenton Doyle, his first plate appearance of the day. Of course, an elite fielder with elite speed. Doesn't offer too much with his bat as he swing and misses at a first pitch up in the zone. Another swing and a miss. And he's having a hard time catching up to the fastball. And another swing and a miss as Butto pulls the string. And Doyle was not ready for that changeup. You're thinking fastball, you start off with 2 fastballs that you can't catch up to. And then he toys with you with that third changeup. All of those hittable pitches, but as I said, Doyle not the best hitter. Our lineup now turns over. Brendan Rodgers, his second go-around, a swing and a miss on a fastball. Now the 0-1. And the curveball. Butto doing a really good job at mixing up his pitches, but I think we'll eventually get to him. Rodgers fouls that off on the 0-2 and stays alive. As we get through the second turn through the order, maybe the third, I think we'll start to see some success. Rodgers works out a first ball. Now a 1-2 count. And that's just lofted up to shallow right center. And McNeil will catch up to that one and make the play against his second base counterpart. Now Nolan Jones back up looking to get some redemption after he went down on strikes in the first. Good eye there. Looks at a changeup low. Now the 1-0. And Jones just chops that to third, and that gets through into left field. I don't know if that hit off the base or what, but it looked like the third baseman there, I think that's Sosa, struggled to read that one. Nolan Jones says, I'll take it, coach. A hit's a hit, right? And now Ryan McMahon back up. He also went down on strikes, only looking at 3 pitches in his first at-bat. Curveball misses away. A 1-0 count here for McMahon. And the curveball hung up there. Our eyes lit up. And we're even late on that one. The break is just so late, you know, it's hard to read it. And then if he goes to the fastball when we're thinking off speed, and we just catch up to that one to knock it foul. Now a 1-2 count for McMahon. And he just stays alive on the low changeup. We'll do another 1-2 here. And a good eye by McMahon. I was kind of nervous when I saw that one coming in, but count evened up at 2 now. And a swing and a miss. I think we swung too low on that changeup. And Butto just toying with us and mixing up his pitches extremely well. The Mets still lead in this one heading into the 4th. Edmundo Sosa leading us off 1-for-1 with a RBI single his first go around. Gomber now on for his 4th inning of work as he starts us off with a ball. And Sosa drive on that pitch as he gets on with his second base hit. That one hit very hard. And we have to account for his speed now at first. We'll skip ahead a little bit. A 1-1 count here to Starling Marte. As he drives that to left field. Fernandez there. He'll make the play. 1 away now in the 4th. And that'll bring up Harrison Bader now, who did some damage back in the first. Was that the first or the second? I think that was the second inning with the 2 RBI double. 1 out here as Gomber misses. And he's been falling behind in counts to start this game. The 1-0 to Bader. And a great pitch there on the lower outside corner. It's evened up now 1-1. Bader chasing that low sinker as he chops that one foul. A 1-2. And Gomber goes to the changeup. We haven't seen that in a while. His 4th strikeout of the day. He kind of channels a little Butto there, mixing up the pitches. He's relied heavily on the sinker and slider, mostly in this game. Starts Alvarez off with a changeup, and that misses low. 1-0 count. That fastball gets in there. And it's now evened up at 1-1. And a good curveball from Gomber. We haven't seen many of those either. And that finds the zone. A 1-2 count here for Alvarez. And he chops up that inside fastball. Nolan Jones giving chase. And he'll make the play. Gomber gets out of another inning here. And holds the Mets. And now we need something going here. We have Montero and Bryan up. Each who already have a hit in this game. Montero to lead us off. He already had a double earlier in this one. Looks at a first pitch inside. Now a 1-1 count here for Montero. And a swing and a miss. A fastball there. And that's 3 fastballs in this at-bat. Now you probably think Butto goes off speed. As he does, but the changeup misses inside. Montero evens it up 2-2. And a swing and a miss. The changeup doing some damage there. And that's Butto's 5th strikeout of the day. Now Chris Bryant up, looking to get something going. Already a hit in this one, as he drove in a run earlier. 1-0 count. And Bryant hammers that into the right field gap. He's going to have another double. Harrison Bader catches up to that one. Gets it in, and Chris Bryant, 2 extra base hits already. And the tying run now up to the plate. Bryant's 20th double of the season. Good showing from him so far, as he's trying to elevate that average a little bit. Now Ezequiel Tovar up with a runner in scoring position, and he just chops that one right back up the middle, fielded by McNeil, and he'll make the play. You're kind of hoping that would dribble into the outfield. So Tovar grounds out, although the runner does advance, and now Jason DeLay up 1-for-1. Almost had an RBI, but Chris Bryant was thrown out at the plate earlier in the game. Runner on third, 2 away here. And that's going to hit DeLay. And we'll now have runners on the corners for Yanquiel Fernandez. 0 for 5 to start his career as he lined out to second in the second. This would be a timely spot for his first career hit. And that curveball well off the plate. 1-0 count. And a swing and a miss, an inside fastball. 1-1 now. And a foul ball there. Fernandez now in a 1-2 hole. Butto pitching very well here. We got to crack the armor at some point as Fernandez stays alive, fouling off a changeup. The 1-2. And Fernandez another foul there, making Butto work a little bit in this one. We haven't really seen too many extended at-bats in this game. Not from the Rockies, at least. And that misses down in the dirt. Evened up now 2-2. Fernandez doing a good job working this at-bat. And a good eye there on the curveball. And we know we've had our struggles with the curveball so far in this one. A full count here. Runner will be in motion at first. And Fernandez drives that deep. And that's gone. The first career hit for Yanquiel Fernandez. And it gives us the lead here. Rockies now up 4-3. What a good showing there in that at-bat. Fouling off a few pitches. Looking at another one. And Fernandez, his first hit of great proportions as he touches home plate there and high-fives his teammates. Hopefully we can retrieve that ball. And that was an absolute blast from Yanquiel Fernandez. We were not expecting that. Thought that might make it up into the upper deck, but still it'll make it into the bullpen. And they're going to give Fernandez the silent treatment in this one. And there we go. Now we're all smiles in the Rockies dugout as we're now leading in this game after being down 3-0 early. After the excitement, that brings up Brenton Doyle as he fouls off a first pitch fastball. Now 1-2 after a changeup misses in the dirt. And Doyle gets plunked as well. That's 2 already hit in the inning. And Jose Butto losing his composure here. He hit Jason DeLay earlier, gives up a 3-run bomb to Fernandez, and now hits the first man after that, and he had 2 strikes on him. Brendan Rodgers a foul here, 0-1. To the current leader in average on the Rockies, although it has dipped in a big way in the second half of the season. He was leading the NL batting race early on, but now just barely over 300. And I don't think that's going to increase the average. A tough play by Lindor in the hole. And he'll make the throw to first as the Rockies strike for 3 on the first career hit for Yanquiel Fernandez. He puts the Rockies up, and Colorado is absolutely buzzing now for one of their top prospects. Lindor ended the 4th with a great defensive play, and now he'll start us off in the 5th. Hopefully not a good result, though. And then the first pitch slider hangs up in the zone. And Lindor takes him deep as he ties it up. 1 pitch, and Lindor goes yard. And we have a new ball game here at Coors Field. 399 feet, Lindor's 12th of the season for number 12. And it's probably time to warm up someone in the bullpen. Gomber has given up 8 hits, 4 runs, although that was the first long ball he surrendered in this game. Lindor, one of the highest paid players in the league, although the offensive production isn't always there. Still a solid option at leadoff. He could probably bat most spots in the lineup. And there he shows you what he's capable of as he sends that the opposite way and ties the game here for the Mets. So at the top of the 5th, we would like to warm up a long relief guy, although Ryan Feltner isn't exactly rested, but we'll still get him up, and we'll also warm up Lucas Gilbreth. He has decent stamina, and he's a left-handed arm. Now Jeff McNeil up. Let's see if Gomber can respond and get a couple outs here. Already at 64 pitches here in the 5th. As that sinker was way up in the zone, luckily McNeil just fouls it off. A 1-1 count. And McNeil goes for the bunt, and I think he missed it. We'll skip ahead in the at-bat a little bit. 2-2 count here. McNeil battling, fouling off a couple pitches. And that slider misses low. And you don't want to allow the walk after allowing the home run. Full count here. Here's the payoff pitch. And chopped to first. Play there by Montero, as he'll walk it over to first and record the first out of the inning. Now here's JD Martinez, always a power threat. And we do not want to fall victim to another long ball in this inning. We're going to pitch him very tentatively, as that changeup misses low to start the at-bat. And like I said, we were going to try and pitch him a little cautiously, as that changeup just hung over the zone. And JD Martinez on for his second base hit of the day. And now we'll go to the mound visit. Just allow our bullpen arms to warm up a little bit more. And we'll just give Gomber another batter or two here. Now here's Pete Alonso, struck out his last time up, as Gomber starts him off with a low sinker. And now a quick 2-0 count here to Pete Alonso, as he drives that down the third base line. I don't know if Martinez will go from second, as they do send him to third. Fernandez on the throw in. And Martinez gets in there safely. Runners on the corners now. Go ahead run at third. And I would like to go to the bullpen here, but we have the lefty. I think we want to keep Gomber, the lefty, on just for one more here. Try to get the double play against Nimmo. And then we'll bring in Feltner on for a couple of righty favorable matchups. So let's see if Gomber can get out of this one, as he starts off with 2 balls. That one almost hits Nimmo. The 2-0. Swing on and missed as he chased a low changeup. That should have been a 3-0 count. And we'll go back to the changeup. He looks at that one. Gomber back in this at-bat now, 2-2. Now we're going to go right back to the changeup, as Montero snags it, and then he tags out the runner at first. And we get the double play. Not how we thought it was going to go, but we'll take the result nonetheless. Austin Gomber, 5 innings, allows 4 runs, 10 hits, although he'll get a no decision in this one unless the Rockies are able to pull away with the lead here in the bottom of the 5th. Nolan Jones had a single in the 3rd, a ball that I think bounced off the first base or third base? Kind of a weird play, as he was able to reach safely. He'll swing at the first pitch there. A hard chop to third, played by Sosa, as he fires to first for the out, 1 away on 1 pitch. And now Ryan McMahon, still looking to extend that 8-game hitting streak, has struck out in both at-bats to start this one. And McMahon chops that softly to first, and just 3 pitches into the inning, Butto records a couple outs, making quick work here. Let's see if Montero can keep it going. Ended the last inning with a nice unassisted double play. And we'll skip ahead after a first pitch strike. Montero works back in here, 3-1 count now. And he'll work a walk here. A 2-out walk. Chris Bryant coming up, already with 2 doubles in this game. The first walk surrendered by Butto. And the Mets will go to the bullpen. So Butto cannot work out of the 5th. Although a solid overall performance, kind of imploded in the previous inning. That 3-run shot really cost him, but he had a bunch of strikeouts, I think 5 or 6 strikeouts. And, you know, from a number 5 starter, I would say he did a little bit. He did kind of enough, as the Mets now go to the bullpen. In a tie game, run on first. Chris Bryant now up 2 for 2, 2 doubles, an RBI, and a run scored, as he scored on that Fernandez home run. First pitch here from Drew Smith, as Bryant fouls that off. Smith a little more velocity than Butto, although I don't know if he has the break. And that slider does look pretty decent, although it just dips out of the zone. 1-1 count here for Chris Bryant. And Bryant fouls off a fastball, now down 1-2. Smith looking to retire, the first man he faces in this one. A slider misses away, now a 2-2 count. And Bryant will loft that up to right field. Starling Marte giving chase. He'll settle under, and he'll make the play. And we're still all knotted up here after 5 innings. And we're actually going to bring in Matt Cook. 10 2/3 innings of work. Pretty good ERA. Lefties aren't really hitting him well. Although Sosa, 2 for 2 now. Cook will look to retire him for the first time in this game. A good fastball there. Low in the zone, just clips the part of the plate. 0-1 now to Edmundo Sosa. And it goes back to the fastball. That one up, as Matt Cook now up in the count, 0-2. And a slider hangs right over the plate. You don't want to do that on 0-2. Although it's hammered right to Doyle, who records the out. Sosa, a good game here. And like I said, you don't want to do that on 0-2 if you're Matt Cook. Marte now up 1-for-2 in the game. As Matt Cook gets a pitcher's friendly call there. 0-1 now. A cutter fouled off. And Matt Cook again up quickly in an 0-2 count. Goes to the slider, well beneath the zone, although Marte does almost chase it. Now the 1-2. And that's high. Evened up now. The 2-2 from Cook. Hangs another slider over the middle, although Starling Marte just fouls it off. Another 2-2. And another foul ball from Marte. We'll do it again. And the fastball looked at as Marte goes down looking. Matt Cook's first strikeout here as he retires the first two guys he faces. That'll bring up Harrison Bader. Of course, had that two RBI double earlier. And Bader looks at 3 straight balls. A 3-0 count for him. And Matt Cook just gets that one in there. Now 3-1. And a nice cutter from Cook as that just got in there. Now a full count. Here's the payoff pitch. And he goes to the slider, swung on and missed. Bader chasing, delayed chasing the ball now as Harrison Bader will reach on a strikeout. And you don't see that very much. And I call that a wild pitch, not a pass ball. And that got well away from delay. And Bader reaches very easily. You see there, 44 Montero, 44 Harrison Bader. And now the inning stays alive as here's Francisco Alvarez. A first pitch strike in there. Now here's a 1-2 to Alvarez after Bader steals second. And Alvarez barely fouls that off, stays alive here. We'll fast forward in this Alvarez at-bat. 7th pitch of the at-bat upcoming. He's fouled off a few. Here's the 2-2. Chases a low fastball. And again, fouls one off. Now the 8th pitch of the at-bat. And a strike 3 looked at on the inside part of the plate. And Matt Cook, after danger, he had an extra strikeout there after the one reached on the wild pitch. And it eventually reached scoring position. But luckily, Cook gets out of it with another strikeout. And we're still tied up going into the bottom of the 6th. Tovar will lead us off here, 0-for-2. Drew Smith on the mound. We'll skip ahead in this Tovar at-bat, a 1-2 count here. And he grounds that to third. A good play by Sosa. Fires to first in the dirt. And Alonso cannot handle it. And Tovar will reach on the error. That's going to go for an E5. A throwing error there by Sosa. And it looked like he planted weird. Maybe kind of rushed it. And he didn't really need to. Tovar has decent speed, but he's not like a Brenton Doyle. And now Jason Delay up 1-for-1. He was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat. Rips that one. And that might score Tovar. A perfect swing from Delay as Tovar will head third, head for home. And he'll score. He reaches on an error, comes around to score on the next pitch. And Jason Delay, this guy is on fire. I love, those waiver claims who just come in and start tearing it up. And look at the intensity. He's a guy, he's earned it. He's worked his way up, he's grinded. And now he's kind of carved out a role here with our Colorado Rockies. Now Fernandez up. We all remember what he did his last time up as he looked a little silly on that one, chasing that slider. And another swing and a miss. He's now down 0-2. I think he was down 0-2 before, though. He worked into a full count and ended up hitting a 3-run shot. Looks at a ball there. A waste pitch from Smith. And you might have seen there on the bottom right, it said Fernandez is the 26th ranked prospect in the MLB. He chops that foul, staying alive. He comes in at second, the second-ranked Rockies prospect behind Adiel Amador. And Fernandez, another foul, as he's working this at-bat, much like he did last time up. That fastball misses high and away, now evened up 2-2. And then a changeup misses inside. Fernandez has worked it back full. Now the 8th pitch of the at-bat upcoming. And a swing and a miss on the slider. You still got to give props to Fernandez, down 0-2. Fouls off a few. And then ultimately strikes out. But still forced about 8 or 9 pitches in that at-bat. 2 very good ones from him, although the other one obviously resulted in a home run. Bretton Doyle looks at a first pitch ball inside. Now we'll skip ahead in this Doyle at-bat. A 2-2 count here. And he's strike 3 there. Swing and a miss on a fastball, as he goes down on strikes for the 2nd time today. And now Brendan Rodgers up. We had a man on second with no outs. And now Rodgers looking to drive him home, the last hope here, as that just gets in there. And Jason DeLay will head around third, head for home. Rodgers stays at first, playing it safe. And another run here in the inning for the Rockies. RBI single here from Rodgers, scores DeLay. Now Nolan Jones up 1 for 3, looking to keep it going here in the 6th. And his eyes lit up on that slider, although a little too early on that one. Another 0-2. And that's flied out to left. Nimmo settles under. He'll make the play. The Rockies strike for 2 here. RBIs from Jason DeLay and Brendan Rodgers. They now lead 6-4. Just 3 innings left in this one. And we will just stick with Matt Cook to start this inning. Lindor, of course, homered in his last at-bat, tied the game. First pitch from Cook misses. We'll skip ahead in this Francisco Lindor at-bat. 2-1 count now. And a good cutter from Cook as that tucks in there. And this is probably going to be the last batter faced by Matt Cook, as he hangs a slider over the plate, fouled off by Lindor. And we'll do it again. And swing and a miss as Matt Cook gets Lindor striking out. His 4th strikeout. I was going to say he recorded 3 outs, but he did get that extra. So he struck out 3 batters last inning, although he did record a ground out as well. So now we have the lefty McNeil, although his hitting traits, we'll bring in the lefty here. We'll go with Lucas Gilbreth. We'll leave Curtis ready and waiting just in case Gilbreth goes past 3 batters. And Gilbreth, I mean, we had Jalen Beeks earlier as a lefty out of the pen. He really struggled, so we had to part ways with him. So Gilbreth we've been kind of leaning on, and he's been very, very good against left-handed hitters. We'll look to keep that going here against Jeff McNeil as he misses with a first pitch fastball inside. Now the 1-0 to McNeil. Swing and a miss, a nasty splitter down in the dirt. And you don't see McNeil chase on pitches that bad too often. Another splitter there, hammered to right. And that's going to get past Nolan Jones. McNeil around first, head for second. Nolan Jones has a cannon, but still. And look at that launch there from Nolan Jones. He could play some quarterback. Jeff McNeil, his 16th double. Now the tying run at the plate for the New York Mets. JD Martinez, 2 for 3 in this one. And Gilbreth just misses the zone on that first pitch splitter. Now the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Martinez might have been thinking off speed there. A 1-1. And another swing and a miss. What is JD Martinez doing? He's looking like me. A 1-2 count now. Let's go back to the slider. And Martinez wanted to chase, but he held up. Now a 2-2 here. And that's way inside. A full count here. Pete Alonso on deck. The payoff from Gilbreth. And that's chopped to third. McMahon fires to first. An easy out there as Gilbreth induces the ground out. So now 2 outs here. And that brings up Pete Alonso. Let's see. And he is slightly worse against lefties, although still a stud hitter. The first pitch for Alonso, and that misses low. Definitely don't want to give him anything to hit here. He could tie it in just one swing of the bat. And a fastball hangs over the heart of the plate there. Looked at for the first strike. Now 1-1. And a nice slider gets in there inside. Gilbreth 1 strike away from getting out of this. And hammered to short. That's going to find its way in for a base hit. McNeil rounds third, heads for home. And he'll score. 6-5 now. An RBI single from Alonso. And the Mets staying in this game, keeping it interesting. And now that brings up Brandon Nimmo, as we'll keep Gilbreth out there for the lefty versus lefty matchup. And a fastball right down the plate. A 1-1 count. And that's in the dirt, away from delay. And Alonso will advance to second, so the tying run now in scoring position. 2-1 now to Brandon Nimmo as he fouls that off. Again, Gilbreth 1 strike away from getting out of this. Tying run in scoring position. Chopped to first. Montero there to field it. As he gets that to Gilbreth, who covering first. And the Rockies get out of it. We still lead 6-5 now. And it's time for the 7th inning stretch here in Colorado. Adam Ottavino now on for the Mets. And look at that ERA, 8.38. That is just absurd. Righties and lefties each hitting over 300 against him. So Ottavino's best days might be behind him. And this might be the last chance for Ryan McMahon to extend his 8-game hitting streak. And he hammers that one to right center. Although I think Nimmo will catch up to that one. I'm sorry, Bader will catch up to that one as he does. So McMahon now 0 for 4. And unless we can get around the lineup one more time, or the Mets tie it up, it looks like that hitting streak might be coming to an end. And now Montero looks at a first pitch cutter there from Ottavino, 1-0. We'll skip ahead in this Montero at bat, a 2-2 count here. As Montero grounds that up to short, Lindor closes that gap, fires to first, and gets the out. 2 away now in the bottom of the 7th. And that brings Kris Bryant back up, 2 for 3, 2 doubles, an RBI, and a run scored in this game. A good fantasy performance from him. How are y'all fantasy teams doing? Let me know in the comments. People still play fantasy baseball, right? I cannot be the only one. A 1-0 count here for Kris Bryant. And make it 2-0 as a slurve misses inside. My team, I think, is 3-3 right now, or 3-4. Good pitching, but my hitting needs to come around as Kris Bryant, his third base hit of the day. He rocks that into center. A single there on the 2-0 count. Man on now, 2 away here. That'll bring up Ezequiel Tovar. So what do y'all think in this situation? Bryant, not good speed, but he does have 3 base hits today. So should we sacrifice that, leave his poor speed out there with 2 outs, and maybe, leave him in the lineup to see if we turn around? We're only up 1, so the extra inning probability is in effect, but I mean, if we want to get some extra insurance, you might as well throw some better speed out there, right? That guy would probably be Kyle Daytrus, although we need to keep him as our utility man. So it really comes down to Tolia and Bouchard. And I think we'll just throw Bouchard out there as a pinch runner. But let me know what you guys would do. Would you leave Bryant out there even with the worst speed, just with the chance he bats again? He is our DH, but we're hoping that we just pull away with the win here, and we'll upgrade some speed. As Tovar fouls that off, now a 1-1 count. And that could just be a total waste, We could just strike out here, get an out, and then it means nothing, but we still got to try. As Tovar trying on that one, but looking silly. A poor swing there, now a 1-2 count. And that one's just lofted out to center. As Harrison Bader settles underneath, we'll make the play. And now 7 done here. Rockies up by 1 as we head into the 8th inning. Sosa, Marte, Bader up for the Mets. And now we'll go to the bullpen here, bringing John Curtis, 3-0, 6 holds on the season, 46 innings of work, a respectable 3.5 ERA, and decent averages against. Sosa will lead us off here, 2 for 3. He's had a strong game. Although he does have that throwing error, which led to a run for Colorado. The 1-0. And that's going to hit him on the elbow. And Curtis hits the leadoff batter here. The tying run now on base for the Mets with no outs. And Sosa, very good speed. The 3rd time he's reached base in this game. A low fastball there, misses the zone, a 1-0 count. A double play ball here, ground ball to Rogers. Flips to Tovar, over to first. And a 4-6-3 double play. A couple pitches after Curtis hits a man. The Rockies now just 4 outs away from getting the victory here. Good response there from Curtis. Gets the ground ball. A good flip there from Rogers. And Tovar's going to make that turn every time. Now Harrison Bader looking to keep some energy up for the Mets. And that strike just misses. Good placement there from Curtis. A 1-0 count now. A slider. Nice movement there from Curtis. Fouled off by Bader. Now the 1-1. Swing and a miss. A good pitch there from Curtis. Now 1-2 will try to put Bader away. Slider in the dirt. Bader's not offering at that one. A 2-2. Fastball well up and in. And Bader's also not chasing that. Now the payoff pitch. And that's going to force a walk as Harrison Bader, a good at-bat there. And now 2 base runners allowed here from Curtis. One a hit by pitch, one a walk. And we'll check on the run at first. And we get him on the pickoff. I don't know that I've gotten a pickoff in this game in years. But we get one here. John Curtis, a heads-up play. As Harrison Bader, you never like to do that. A costly out there for the Mets. As they'll now go to Jorge Lopez out of the pen. And righties not hitting him at all. Just 157. A great strikeout rate and a respectable ERA here. Lopez just under 50 innings on the season. That'll bring up Jason DeLay. 2 for 2. A double, a single RBI. And he was hit by a pitch. Swing and a miss. A good slider there from Lopez. Good break and velocity. A 2-1 count now to Jason DeLay. And another perfect swing out to center field for DeLay. And he's now 3 for 3. Oh my goodness, I did not mean to go for 2. What happened? Oh no. I'll still take the base hit. But that one, oh my goodness, I'm sorry. I did not realize I rounded first and headed for second. What compelled me to do that? And now a 1-1 count here for Fernandez. I am really pumped up for Jason DeLay, though. You love stories like that. You know, the Pirates give up on him. We put in a claim for him, and now he's batting like 500 in his first 30 at-bats. And Fernandez goes down on strikes. Kind of blew my concentration there. Lost my focus. That'll bring up Brenton Doyle now. 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts, and he was also hit by a pitch. And that hung right over the plate. And that's bolted into the gap. And that just misses getting out of here. And that's going to be a double for Brenton Doyle as he launched that one off the wall. His 16th of the season. And a base knock into the outfield. He's scoring with that speed. The worst pitch so far from Lopez. And Doyle took advantage of that off the high wall there in right center. Now Brendan Rodgers looking for another RBI. First pitch swing at a slider that hung right over the plate very early on that one. Rodgers then chases a sinker. An 0-2 count. He lost that to center. And that's going to bring Doyle around to score. Another RBI single from Brendan Rodgers. Gives us a little insurance here. The Rockies now lead 7-5. Well, it could have been 8-5 if we didn't have that bonehead base running mistake. And now Nolan Jones up. And you know, he wants to get on to give his boy Ryan McMahon a chance to extend his hitting streak as he's on deck. Nolan Jones a base hit into the corner. And that's going to go for a double. We will hold Brendan Rodgers at third. So now 2 runners in scoring position with Ryan McMahon up 2 away in the 8th. Nolan Jones' 30th double. And the last-ditch effort here for McMahon to extend this hitting streak. But the Mets are thinking differently, and they give him the intentional walk. That's just disrespectful. I get it from a baseball perspective, but that's a brutal way to squander a hitting streak. And now Elias Montero, our leading home run hitter of the season, on with the bases loaded. And we'll just skip ahead in this at-bat. Montero battling here. A full count, bases loaded, bottom of the 8th. 2 away. And a swing and a miss as Lopez survives here and keeps it right where it is. The Rockies strand the bases loaded with Montero up as he strikes out. We're going to go for the save here and try to close this game out in the top of the 9th. A good offensive showing from both sides. The Rockies up 7-5 going into the final frame. And now on for the close is Justin Lawrence, 5 for 5 after being thrown into that role. First pitch fouled off there, an easy out for Montero as Alvarez breaks the bat. And he's not happy. That's a kind of a despaired walk into the dugout. You're not on base, and you also don't have a bat anymore. Now Francisco Lindor up, as that sinker misses low. Lawrence is our third different closer of the season. We started with Daniel Bard, as that fastball gets in there for a strike. We started with Daniel Bard. He was doing very well. We traded him and Jalen Beeks to the Rangers. Then we threw Tyler Kinley in that slot. He was pitching very well. Had like a 1.5 ERA. A swing and a miss there from Lindor. But then we traded him to the Cardinals. And now Justin Lawrence in that role has started 5 for 5. As Lindor flies that out to left field, Fernandez settles underneath and he'll make the play. The Rockies now just 1 out away from winning this ball game. Jeff McNeil will be the last-ditch effort here to keep the Mets going. 1 for 4. And a first pitch strike in there on the outer part of the plate. A good pitch from Lawrence, the 0-1 now. And that's fouled off. And the Rockies now just 1 strike away from winning this one. And that's a fastball right down the plate. Fouled off. Another 0-2. And that's another fastball a little up in the zone, but still over the plate. As Doyle settles underneath. And the Rockies are going to win this one 7-5. We fell down 3-0 earlier, but outscored the Mets 7-2 the rest of the way. Yanquiel Fernandez, his first career hit, comes on a clutch, timely 3-run home run. Justin Lawrence gets the save, and the Rockies win. We take down the National League's worst team, as Chris Bryant was the player of the game. 3 for 4, 2 ribbies, an RBI. 3 hits as well for Jason DeLay, as he continues to tear it up after being claimed off waivers. And Brendan Rodgers 2 for 5 with 2 RBIs. Matt Cook gets the win, records 5 outs, 4 of which were strikeouts. A nice victory there against the Mets, and that will just simulate these last 2 games to close out this episode. We win the second game there 9-3. Brendan Rodgers 2 for 5, a home run. Tovar had a home run. He was 3 for 5 from the 3-hole. And Nolan Jones 3 for 5 as well. Chris Bryant homers, as he's been hot in this series so far. And everybody in the lineup with a base hit, including Sean Bouchard, who had a double, Drew Romo, Brenton Doyle there at the bottom, and Tovar 2 doubles and a home run in this game. Dakota Hudson gets the win, 7 strong innings, and Matt Cook a scoreless inning out of the bullpen. And now let's see if we can get the sweep to close it. Edwin Diaz on for the close, 2 runners on, 2 away in the bottom of the 9th. We've already plated 2 here. Let's see if we can get some more. Tovar up 0 for 4. And the Mets do hang on as they avoid the sweep. Our first 4 hitters, all 2 hits. Rodgers and Jones. Jones was 2 for 2 with 3 walks, so good to see him showing some discipline, as that's been a struggle for him this season. McMahon 2 for 5. Elias Montero 2 for 5. And Chris Bryant adds another hit, along with Jason DeLay. A RBI double for DeLay, and he's now up to 437 batting average. Freeland, a rough start here after a complete game shutout, only goes 4, allows 7 base runners and 5 earned, only 1 strikeout. And Ryan Feltner, he's not having a strong second half of the season. 3 earned in less than 3 innings, but Peter Lambert, 2 1/3 of scoreless pitching. So that'll take us here to the end of the episode. We didn't make up much ground, but in these episodes where we kind of play full games, it's obviously going to eat up way more time, as opposed to episodes where we're just kind of focused on simming and doing player lock games, key moments. So next episode, we will have we'll focus on simulating. We'll get through the rest of August and into September call-ups, and we'll do a couple key moments. We'll do a player lock game. So let me know in the comments if you have any requests for a player lock game. And then we'll work our way into September. And then we'll probably just get one more full look in a full game here. So you see our upcoming opponents here in September: the Braves, Brewers, Tigers, Cubs. Comment if you have a request on any of these teams that you want to see us play against. Maybe we'll do the Cardinals here towards the end, as they'll be in the thick of it, vying for a playoff spot. So we're now 116 games into the season at 50-66. And we're playing some decent baseball. I mean, we're 500 here to start August. Oh, no, I'm sorry, we're 4-3 to start August, although we were very bad there in July. I see a lot of L's there in July, but we're rebounding here. We've made some moves, and we're now kind of getting our young core incorporated. And now you see Rogers, Jones, and McMahon at the top. They're all currently on hot streaks. Elias Montero in the cleanup hole. And he's now up to 70 power versus lefties. And look at his hitting traits. Those are going up a lot this season. He's slugging .492, and maybe we'll get a player lock game in with him next episode. And Jason Delay, only 32 at-bats, but 14 for 32, OPS over 1,000 to start his career here in Colorado. He's tearing it up. Yanquiel Fernandez had a 3-run home run, although he does have 4 strikeouts and just 8 at-bats, so we'll see if he can kind of hunker it down and be a little more consistent. So thank you everybody so much for watching. I'm having a lot of fun here with this Colorado Rockies rebuild franchise, and we're in the thick of it. We're almost into the off season here, and we're going to make a lot of moves. We have some good cap space despite heavy contracts from Chris Bryant, McMahon, Kyle Freeland, Antonio Senzatella, and but we're still going to make some things work, and we're going to fill in some holes. And I think even maybe by next season we might be maybe not quite a playoff caliber team, but I think we'll turn some heads next season, especially with some key free agent acquisitions. So as always, everybody, it's been real, and be well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.